Why billionaires have quietly started buying oil again, without anyone noticing. My name is Richard. I'm an economic analyst with over 20 years of experience, and I need to share something I recently discovered that could completely change how we view the future of our economy. Warren Buffett just moved hundreds of millions into the oil sector. Ray Dalio added 213,000 Exxon Mobil shares in just one quarter. While everyone's being told oil is dead, the smartest money on earth is buying energy assets in massive quantities. What these men know could be the difference between keeping your wealth and watching it vanish in the next monetary collapse. Because we're in stage 3 of a 4-stage pattern. Stage 4 is when the wealth transfer happens. And it's starting now. This isn't speculation. Berkshire Hathaway holds massive positions in Chevron. Ray Dalio manages $120 billion and built his entire philosophy studying debt cycles. He just added 24,000 Exxon Mobil shares in one quarter. These people don't gamble. They recognize mathematical patterns that have repeated throughout history, the same pattern that destroyed Germany in 1923. The same one that ended the gold standard in 1971, and it's playing out right now. Let me show you the numbers that matter. Global debt, $318 trillion. Your retirement account denominated in dollars. Your pension losing purchasing power every single month. And you probably haven't noticed yet, U.S. interest payments have tripled in 5 years. They'll hit $1.8 trillion by 2035. This isn't a policy adjustment. This is mathematical endgame. When systems hit mathematical exhaustion, they don't reform gradually. They collapse into the next stage of a pattern that's never failed. During my career, I've studied countless monetary collapses. I've seen how wealth transfers during these transitions. Oil represents something no government can print, no central bank can create out of nothing. It's pure energy, the foundation of all modern economic activity. Global debt of $318 trillion represents a burden no economy can sustain indefinitely. Your personal savings, your retirement plans, everything is denominated in a currency that's losing its fundamental foundation of support. Billionaires aren't making random bets. They're following a playbook that worked during every major monetary transition in history. They're converting financial papers into real physical assets that maintain value independent of the monetary system. Warren Buffett doesn't move hundreds of millions without solid mathematical reasoning. Ray Dalio doesn't build positions based on speculation. They see something most people can't perceive. The pattern has 4 stages. Every stage is verifiable. Every stage has happened before. Stage 1. A currency backed by something real. Gold, silver, productive capacity. This creates confidence. Confidence creates stability. Trade flourishes. This can last decades, even centuries. Stage 2. Expansion through debasement. A crisis hits. War, recession, political pressure. The authority starts printing beyond what assets can justify. Initially, it feels like prosperity, but the foundation is cracked and the cracks grow. Stage 3. Crisis of confidence. Savings evaporate. The middle class watches wealth disappear. Pension funds become worthless. Meanwhile, the government can't stop printing. Debt service consumes revenue. 3.4 billion people now live in countries where debt payments exceed spending on health or education. Death spiral. Debt crowds out growth. Growth slows, revenue drops, borrowing increases, debt compounds. The math is inescapable. Stage 4. The inevitable reset. Currency collapses or gets abandoned. Wealth transfers from paper asset holders to tangible asset holders. And the most critical tangible asset, the one every economy needs to function, the one that can't be printed, is energy. Oil. This isn't theory. Let me show you. Germany, November 1923. You order coffee, 5,000 marks. In 18 months, the mark collapsed from 320 per dollar to 4.2 trillion per dollar. Before World War I, Germany had a gold-backed currency, industrial powerhouse. The mark was trusted globally. That's stage 1. Then war financing began. They printed money, confident victory would cover the costs. Germany lost. The Treaty of Versailles demanded 132 billion gold marks, over $500 billion in today's money. Stage 2. By 1920, 4 marks per dollar became 69 per dollar. In 1922, it briefly stabilized. By December, 7,400 per dollar. Stage 3 hit hard. Germans watched their savings evaporate literally overnight. Entire families lost everything they had built over generations. The German middle class was completely obliterated. Retirees saw their resources become utterly worthless within weeks. Those who survived were the ones who held tangible assets: land, industrial capacity, commodities, especially energy and natural resources. Those who held only paper currency lost absolutely everything. This is exactly the same pattern we see today. The difference is that now it's global. It's not just one nation facing monetary collapse. January 1923, France invades the Ruhr Valley. Germany orders resistance, prints money to support non-working citizens. Hyperinflation erupts. By November, $1 equals 4 trillion marks. Stage 4. The Rentenmark arrives, backed by mortgaged land. Currency stabilizes overnight, but the damage is permanent. Middle class obliterated, pensions gone, savings worthless. Now watch how this played out in America. July 1944, Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Largest gold reserve in history. Dominant industrial power. International trade explodes. Stage 2 begins in the 60s. Vietnam War. Great Society programs. Printing dollars far beyond gold reserves. By 1966, foreign banks hold $14 billion. U.S. gold reserves, $13.2 billion. The ratio inverted. France figures it out first. February 1965. Charles de Gaulle announces he's redeeming dollars for gold, calls it America's exorbitant privilege. August 1966. France sends a battleship to New York to retrieve gold deposits. August 15, 1971, Nixon meets secretly at Camp David. That evening, televised address. The gold window closes, backed by nothing except confidence. But here's where it gets critical. The dollar didn't collapse. Treasury Secretary William Simon flies to Saudi Arabia. He negotiates a deal that defines the next 50 years. The terms: military and political support in exchange for pricing oil in dollars and recycling petrodollar revenues into U.S. Treasury securities. The petrodollar is born. The dollar is no longer backed by gold, it's backed by black gold, oil. Fast forward to 2008, financial crisis. Trillions injected. Interest rates drop to zero, then negative. Government debt explodes. U.S. debt doubled from $10 trillion to $20 trillion by 2016, exceeded $30 trillion by 2022, now stands at $38 trillion. So where are we in the cycle? Stage 1 was Bretton Woods, Stage 2 was petrodollar creation, Stage 3 is now, and this is where oil becomes critical. The petrodollar system that sustained dollar dominance since 1974 is under unprecedented pressure. Saudi Arabia negotiating oil sales in other currencies, China pushing the yuan, Russia accelerating de-dollarization. Meanwhile, billionaires accumulate oil assets. Why do they do this? Because they understand what comes in Stage 4. When monetary systems reset, when debt becomes unpayable, capital flees to tangible stores of value. Energy is the most fundamental tangible asset in civilization.